Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Technically Unsure, where I'm not really sure what I'm doing technically.
Very technical.
So today I got my hands on the ZimaBlade single board computer, to be more specific, the 7700 version of it. And I haven't opened it. I don't think I tried ZimaBlade stuff before, but I am going to unbox it. We are going to discover everything about it together. I have no clue how things work in that ZimaBlade. So I'm just going to give it a shot, set it up. We'll take it from there. So let me show you. I got this. This is just the SATA cable. This is the power adapter. This is the ZimaBlade. And this one is intelceleron Apollo Lake 2 MB cache, 4 core. This one should be 4 core one. Let's unbox it. And there you go. Okay, wow, that's so small.
It's so small and light.
This is the board. I also have the RAM for it. I got the 16 GB version. Okay, so you basically pull it from the side. Oops.
Sorry.
And you take that part out. You will need a screwdriver. I think this should work. It's just a Phillips. Yeah, that one should work. There you go. And that's how you take it off. As I said, I bought the 16 GB RAM version and DDR3 1333 SODIMM 16 GB. So basically we install it this way. It's basically an SBC, right? So there is a SATA connector number 1, SATA connector number 2, HDD power connection, which I think is relevant to this. Let's take that one out as well. It basically, yes, so here it is. So there is their own proprietary power connector, okay? And then it gives you 2 SATA connections, SATA data, and combined together you can connect 2 hard disks this way. So what you have to do is you plug this in. You plug the 2 SATA cables, number 1 and number 2. And now you have 2 SATA disk connections available for you to just plug to the hard disk, okay? Just to show you that they have this already made. So this is the PCIe X4 right here on top, as you can see, PCIe X4. And that's the RAM we just installed. There's the Ethernet. I believe it's a gigabit Ethernet, and yeah, I'm kind of sure it's not 2.5. So yeah, it's a gigabit Ethernet. There's a USB 3 and USB-C, and then there is this one, which is the display port, but it's a mini display port. If you can see it on the camera, yeah. So this is the mini display port, gigabit Ethernet, USB 3, USB-C connection, PCIe X4. 2 SATA, and we in here, which is JUSB 2, and there's something else in the front panel. So there's also a front panel connector underneath the board, and then there is JUSB 1 and 2. These are reset and power button connectors in here. Is there anything else in the box? Let's take a look at that. Oh, they also ship it, but with a single SATA connector. I guess I purchased that one, and this looks like a USB 4 cable. I might be wrong, but yeah, it's very rigid. What I'm gonna do is keep it open. This is not really for cooling or anything, just aesthetics. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this off. There is no GPIO, so that's easy for me to test. I'm going to connect the 2 hard disk drives, use the official power supply, and see how it goes and try to set it up. Okay, they ship it with all the other countries plug. So we have the power connector ready as well, official. And yeah, let me just grab 2 hard disk drives and let's see what it boots into. And I just want to see if they ship it with a fully ready software, or do I have to do anything manually. I will be right back. Alright, so I powered up everything. I connected the display port, Ethernet, USB mouse and keyboard, and 2 8 terabyte SSDs. And we are also going to connect the power and monitor the power consumption and power usage. So there you go. Let's see if anything shows up on our screen. Okay, 11 watts. And still nothing on the screen. Oh, now I see something on the screen. Okay. Oh, Debian. So they ship it with a Debian. I just don't know if it is like a custom modified Debian or just a stock Debian. Let's see. It's an old kernel, 5.10. So we'll see. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's, looks like the username and password is casaos. Casaos. Yep, that was it. So let me just switch to root. That's where I'm more comfortable. Okay, now let's take a look at the disks. Okay, so internal storage is the 32 gigabytes. So they ship it with some eMMC 32 gigabyte, and it detected both of my 8 terabyte disks, as you can see on the screen. Okay. So what else? Is there an APT? Oh yeah, there is an APT. Although the date and time is probably incorrect, that's why it's complaining about. So let me check that. Yep, that's very, very incorrect. Okay, so I set the date and time to New York, and now it just synced the date and time. Now let's do an APT update. Now we don't get any errors, okay? And let me quickly install a couple packages and okay, so also let's install NeoFetch that I forgot. By the way, you see the power consumption. So let me rotate that a little bit. So yeah, it is idling at like 3 watts when no command is being executed. But as soon as I start running commands and it starts installing stuff, it goes up to 5 and 6 watts. So keep that in mind. And yeah, now let's do a NeoFetch. Okay, so this is the Debian image and 510 kernel, AMD 64, intelceleron, N3450, 2.2 gigahertz. And it comes with the Intel HD graphics 500, and memory is 16 gigabyte, which is that's what I just installed. So far so good. I like the fact that I have like full control over the operating system. I already am root and APT and everything works, and so far so good. I just plugged everything started booting and working right out of box, right? I didn't do any tweaking. I didn't need to do anything special, okay? Yeah, so as the intelceleron N3450 is 4 threads and 4 cores, I'm gonna use that to do a sysbench. Okay, let's do a quick sysbench. Okay, so we are getting half the speed of a Raspberry Pi 5. Just keep that in mind, 4,000. And a very quick stress test NG, and I'm gonna keep an eye on the power consumption. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It jumps up to 13 watts. So when it is under heavy stress, it jumps up to 13 watts. Just keep that in mind. Now let's see what we are getting in stress NG. Okay, so we got the results back. Actually, it's not that bad, 16,000. Stress NG looks a little bit better and more promising. This is much better. Let me also confirm the speed of the Ethernet. So iPerf3, P50, bidirectional. Okay. Yep, that's okay. Right. Well, okay, I'm gonna be honest, it's not exactly 1 gigabit. We have done enough single board computer iPerf3 benchmark tests. This is a little bit slower than what I want to see in a gigabit Ethernet. Not too far off. I remember, I think the Asus board, one of the boards, it was way off, that we were getting like 700. This is not like that. So what I was expecting to see was like 930, but 870, yeah, it's a little bit underwhelming, a little bit slower than a gigabit, a true gigabit. I'm gonna do one more test again, just not bi-directional. Just want to confirm this. Yes. I'm just gonna say it's not the full gigabit. It's a little bit slower than what I want to see. And as soon as you put some like command running, some benchmark running, even if it is an Ethernet, it jumps up to 5-6 watts. And when you are doing full-blown stress NG or sysbench and using this 100% CPU, it jumps up to 13 watts. And when you're not doing anything, it's running idle, it's 3 watts. So I know I get a lot of questions every time I do a, you know, I review any board, and I get half the questions are about power consumption. Idle 3 watts. When you're running a bunch of commands and some iPerf and stuff like that, running disks and this and that, you get like 6 watts. When you do full 100% CPU consumption using full CPU's power, that's going to jump up to 13.5 watts. Keep that in mind. All right. Now, I believe this should be running some server on the background. Let me see if anything is running on web. Yep, there is a web application, casaos gateway. So what I'm going to do is check the IP address. Oh, it already also does have a Docker installed. So this one does have 172.16.1129. So what I'm going to do is let it update itself. And while it is updating itself, I'm going to check the web interface. Okay, let it update the packages. And let's go to my screen, my computer. Okay, so here it is. We are here. And 172.16.129, this is it. Welcome to casaos. Let's create your account. Okay, so unsure. Okay, yeah, save it, why not? All right, accept. Okay, that's nice, that's nice. I like the, you know, compact dashboard and storage manager. And there's an app store, there's file manager, and there's sync app. Oh, this is drag, okay. Set up your home. We want to give you home experience with privacy, high speed, and localized internet. Okay, all right, so it detected the 2 disks, just so you can see. And the storage manager, let's see what we have in the, what happened. So let's go to storage manager. So it does have in-browser file browser, I guess. Documents, okay, that's neat. You can upload and download your files in here. It looks lightweight. Oh, it gives me full access to the whole root, okay, of the system. Okay, that's nice. That's like, it's more like geared towards power users, obviously. So yeah, this is easy and neat. Let me see what else is there in the App Store. Oh wow, okay, there's a lot of stuff in here that you can install. Add guard. So yeah, you can run a DNS server on this, obviously, yeah. And then you have to make changes in your DHCP server to point to the DNS server IP address of this device. So ChatGPT stuff, Cloudflare, MB. I'm gonna go slow so you guys can see. Oh, homeassistant is also there. They downloaded Jellyfin. Okay. There's Plex. Yeah, so these are the typical apps that you see in NAS servers. They're usually commercial ones. The commercial ones, for instance, I guess Synology or QNAP, whatever, right? Not all of these. You see some. I think this is more extensive a little bit. I see more apps in here, even Sonar. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in here. Radar and Sonar. Okay, there's a lot of good stuff in here. One-click install. And yeah, I think this is all going to run inside a Docker container. So Let's test just one, for instance. Let's see what else is here. MongoDB. Container. Oh, so that's that's an application I use in my home to manage Docker containers. That's a nice one. Let me install, for instance. Oh, let's try the emulator.js. Let's see how this one installs. Okay. The speed is good and it's fast. Okay, so it installed the emulator.js. Let's see if it loads. Yeah, there we go. So yep, you can drop the ROMs and images in here and load it. So it runs on a different port now. That is running on port 88. So what it means is, if you expose with like a reverse proxy or some other means, maybe VPN, while you are traveling, you can connect to your home network or connect to this machine somehow, and then access the emulator and play your games on the go. And you will be able to also access your disks and files, and there is also file manager, as you see here in your NAS. I like this. This is lightweight and small and very easy to understand and figure out how things work here. And the app store is very extensive. That's a good one. I have to check how these are getting started and managed, but so far, even I installed a single one, there's not much of a CPU or RAM usage so far. So how about the NAS? So storage manager. Okay, so there is a storage. This is the system disk, and that's the eMMC that they ship it with, and these are the two Samsung. So create a storage. Okay, how do we do together, not just one? The drive you selected can be directly as storage. You can also choose to create it after formatting. Once formatted, so that will be emptied. Okay, so so it doesn't really let me combine the two, just one by one. So that is a little bit weird. I guess you can do this. And yeah, power consumption. Yeah, as I said, when you're doing something, right, installing something, running some commands, it jumps up to like 5-6 watts. And the SATA LED turned on. The thing is, it did not let me select both disks and create one storage out of two. Oh, there's merge storage afterwards. Okay, so let me create another one. Yeah, that one. Just create them to format it. Failed to create. Okay, I guess you need to format it. Okay, format and create. Okay, so now we created two storage 1, storage 2. Let's see how the merge works. Oh yeah, storage 1, storage 2. It says though it is a beta feature, so this feature is in testing and verifying, and it will make clear the personal data. I don't care about that. Emulator just in a restart, that's fine. Okay, so let's see how it does, if it is going to merge. Oh, did it merge? That was it? There's no message or anything on the screen. I just click on the merge. I'm waiting. I mean, it is showing 14.4 terabyte, but where is the mount point? Okay, so I'm now curious. Is there a Samba also enabled by default on this? Let me test. 172.16.1.129. Oh yeah. So there's no share, and it did not ask for any password, obviously, because of that. But I'm curious if we can create those shares here in the UI somewhere. Let's see, in the App Store maybe. Samba? No? Well, it's showing file browser with install button. I think it is installed already, isn't it? Isn't this the file browser? Is it something else? Okay. I mean, I guess I can enable share from the command prompt and with the Linux shell, but I'm curious how they are recommending it. Okay, looks like there is no application to help with the share, so I guess we have to do that part, you know, from the shell. So let's go back to shell. There is not much else to explore here. Basically, this is it. You can install apps and add the screenshots, add the shortcuts in here, and looks nice and clean and small. So far, no issues. And there are some widgets for time, system status, storage, and network status. Okay, now let's go back to shell and see if we can set up some Samba shares in there. Okay, so this looks like there are the two disks and the shares are mounted. So let me go to etc samba smb.conf. Yeah, so let's see what is going on in here. Is there any shares in here? These are the home directories, printers. Yeah, there's no shares in here. So yeah, I guess you have to do this manually. If there is some automatic way, please somebody let me know. But from what I've seen, this is manual and you have to do it yourself. So let's say, call this main share and say path is, what was the path before we do that? Okay, so that's media storage 1. Let's go back. That was the media storage 1. And what else we have to do is the, read only equals no. And let's make this public. Yes. And obviously writable. Yes. Okay. So do that. Okay. So systemctl restart smb.service. Okay, let's restart. Okay, and let's check if the shares are created now. Let's go here. There you go. So that's the main share that we just created in there, and it's already there. Okay, so if we want to do a very quick speed test, let's do with the usual 10 gigabyte file. Oh, the permission. I forgot about the permission. Hold on. Okay, I am going to create one, 777 share for now. Data and 777 to data. Now let's go back to this. And yeah, if we want to do a test now, okay, there you go. So the data share is here. Now, if I copy this and paste it over here, there you go. So, okay. Yeah, that's, yep, that's pretty much it. That's the gigabit Ethernet speed. So remember, we were getting 880 megabit per second divided by 8. Yeah, you see, 110. So it is not exactly gigabit. It is 880-ish. And we are getting that 110 megabyte per second. We are not limited to the SATA or the fact that these two are not even in a RAID or mirror config or anything like that. It is just the fact that it is using an Ethernet connection, a gigabit Ethernet, and we are limited to our gigabit Ethernet speeds. And as you can see, as the whole copy is going, it jumps up to 14 watts at max, but it's usually around 12-13 watts. Okay, if you look at this, the hottest point over here is 46 Celsius, and that is somewhere around here. Yeah, some chip over here. over here. Yeah, so 46. Oh, actually, I think it's pointing to the opposite side. Anyway, so if we flip it over here, yeah, so 39, 38. Yeah, it is not really, it doesn't get that hot. And the hottest point is somewhere around here. I think it's related to maybe display or something else. So yeah, it doesn't really get that hot, 46, 47. And power consumption doesn't really go high that much, as you saw. This is very, very neat board. It comes with everything. I even have this. I didn't use it, but you can also buy this case from ZimaBoard as well. I think it's somewhere in here when you're ordering it. Yeah, here you go. The rack. So this is the 2-bay, and it already supports 2. So you can put the 2 discs in here, hard discs in here. 3.5 though, these are 2.5s. So you put 2 discs in here, and yeah, this is also good for cooling. This is metal, aluminum. So you have a $120 computer that comes with a very nice operating system that makes everything easy for people who just want to install a Docker and install a bunch of applications. Samba sharing thing, I actually, I was expecting more. I wanted to see more in here for Samba sharing, but it's not there. And I believe the hard disk performance is everything in here in terms of NAS is limited to the gigabit. But there are no complications. Everything seems to be working and it should be fine. You can use this PCIe X4 to insert some additional storage if you have, you know, one of those PCIe slots where you can install NVMe SSDs on it. You can that way connect some more storage to it. But again, remember, I don't know how you can combine that with these other 2 disks, but you can. There's just, you have to work around it. The storage manager and the share manager stuff, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it that much, sorry. But if you're a power user, you don't need this UI. You will go to the shell, you combine these 2 with mdadm command, create your own RAID of software, RAID of some sort, or just install some other operating system if you don't like it. And then, yeah, share-wise, you have to also do it from the command prompt. I'm assuming they will improve this web application and make things much easier. I see a lot of beta and coming soon stuff. If we ignore that, that's pretty much it. We check the benchmarks, we check the temperatures, we check the power consumption, everything out of box completely. And no tweaks whatsoever. Everything started to work. The only thing I did was just setting the time zone with that command. That's it. And everything else started to work. So yeah, I hope you like this. The price is very fair. That's what I'm gonna say. It just, you can't really compare this to Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is like multi-purpose different, something different for everything else that this board does. Yeah, like for instance, like in connecting hard disk drives, you are gonna need a hat for Raspberry Pi. This is already this way. It comes with PCIe slot over here, SATA connection over there. I just also want to very quickly show you, basically this is how it is going to look like if you want to use the case. I didn't screw it down, but you screw the hard disks over here. And here I placed 2, as you can see, 20 terabyte Western Digital hard disks in here. So you slide them down over here, you slide the ZimaBlade over here, and you have the connections. And I guess you can use some of those rubber things to prevent slipping. Use double-sided something tape if you want, but I don't think you need. So you just do this, and if I power it on, 49 watts initially when you boot. So I'll keep that in mind. For a second it jump up, but let's see how it is. 27, 24 watts. Okay. All right, so again, it's coming back. It's the Debian now, booting. Yeah, so power consumption went up a bit. because of the mechanical disks, which is 2. And yeah, it is a little bit higher power consumption now. Okay, it booted. Let's log in again. There you go. So we have two 18 and 18 terabyte and the internal storage. And now it is idling at 17 to 20 watts. Okay. So if I do, for instance, Sysbench now, it goes up to 22, yeah, 22, yeah. So it goes up to 22 watts when you are doing 2 disks and a full CPU consumption, like CPU usage. I just wanted to very quickly also show you this. Together, this is how it is supposed to be used. And you screw these, obviously, don't do what I did. I just wanted to very quickly show you this is how it is intended to be used and stored away in your room. Looks very neat, to be honest, right? If, you know, I put also the glass case back. So overall, seems like everything is in order in this computer SBC. I mainly like the price because it's not that expensive. It's 120 bucks. I mean, with the RAM, it's 160. It is 86 x86, right? It's not ARM based. It does have an Intel CPU, so it's more flexible. You can do more stuff with it. You can turn it into emulation emulation machine. But yeah, there's also PCIe and 2 disks, and everything is working fine. Gigabit one, the connection is a little bit underwhelming, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. And please let me know if you have any questions, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.